In the year 2093, Earth faced an unprecedented catastrophe as monsters of unknown origin invaded the planet. These terrifying creatures wreaked havoc on humanity, triggering a surge in crime that rendered the world nearly uninhabitable for ordinary civilians. By 2095, the chaos deepened as the relentless onslaught of monsters led to widespread destruction of buildings, government institutions, and homes. Countless lives were lost, plunging the human race into panic and despair. Amid this devastation, a glimmer of hope emerged. The world's first hero appeared, a figure of unmatched strength and resolve, who began systematically exterminating the monsters terrorizing the planet. Among these creatures were extraterrestrial beings, but the hero, known as Zero, confronted them with unyielding determination, defeating them one by one. Zero's crusade against the monsters culminated in a climactic battle with the king of all monsters, a colossal beast resembling Godzilla. Despite the king's immense size and power, Zero vanquished him with surprising ease, significantly reducing the monster population on Earth. With the immediate threat diminished, Zero turned his attention to battling criminal villains, eradicating countless foes and inspiring a wave of heroism during his era. Zero's actions were a turning point for humanity, saving it from the brink of extinction. His relentless efforts led to a global decrease in crime, and by 2100, Earth had entered a period of peace. However, as mysteriously as he arrived, Zero disappeared without a trace, leaving behind a legacy that defined the 22nd century. On the bustling streets of the city, a massive screen displays the legendary tales of Zero's heroic feats on Earth. The crowd watches in awe, their faces filled with admiration for this legendary hero who had transformed their lives in remarkable ways. Among them stands Lin Ji, his eyes fixed on the screen but with an air of indifference. Little do they know that this seemingly ordinary man is actually Zero himself, who had vanished years ago and now walks among them in human form. The atmosphere suddenly shifts as a musical performance begins, the crowd's cheers nearly deafening Lin Ji. The band members, though appearing ordinary performers, are actually heroes possessing extraordinary abilities. The peaceful scene shatters when a man emerges from the crowd, brandishing a gun at the performers. Chaos erupts as a gunshot pierces the air, sending civilians scrambling for safety while a band member gracefully evades the bullet. A fierce battle unfolds between the band and Lord Blackhand, the mysterious gunman. The band seems to triumph over Blackhand and his henchmen within minutes, but there's a twist. The entire confrontation was orchestrated by the band to boost their fame and secure promotions. However, their plan backfires spectacularly when Lord Blackhand, enraged by this deception, unleashes his true horrifying power. The once confident band members find themselves brutally overwhelmed by his unexpected strength. As the situation grows dire, Lin Ji silently observes before stepping in to protect John Chen, a band member facing certain death. Lord Blackhand dismisses this plain-looking stranger's intervention, a fatal mistake. With a single devastating strike, Lin Ji defeats the powerful villain. John Chen watches in stunned silence, his mind struggling to comprehend how this unassuming man could possess such extraordinary power. Later that day, Lady Winter, the city's prestigious third-rank hero, arrives at the scene in a sleek car to investigate the aftermath. She discovers Lord Blackhand's unconscious form and immediately demands to know his defeater's identity. John Chen steps forward, explaining his involvement in the battle and mentioning his assistant, Lin Yi, who has already mysteriously vanished from the scene. Meanwhile, at Lin Yi's home, his sister berates him over his unsuccessful job hunting efforts. The scene carries a touch of irony. Here stands Zero, once humanity's greatest savior, now being scolded about finding regular employment among the very people he saved from extinction. The situation takes an unexpected turn when John Chen tracks down Lin Yi's residence and arrives with a promising job offer. His sister's face lights up, relieved that she won't have to continue her daily routine of nagging her seemingly unemployable brother. John Chen's proposal is straightforward. He wants Lin Yi to become his partner and join the prestigious Hero Association, complete with a proper salary. At the Heroes headquarters, where John Chen takes Lin Yi for registration, a unique challenge awaits. To qualify as a hero, Lin Yi must survive a combat test against a designated opponent for a specific duration. In a training room, they find his opponent, Mr. Adam, casually lifting impossibly heavy dumbbells. Lin Yi enters accompanied by Zhang Chen and a female staff member. The test begins with Mr. Adam taunting Lin Yi, confidently declaring that his opponent won't last a minute. However, the battle takes an unexpected turn as Lin Yi effortlessly evades every single one of Mr. Adam's attacks. Astonishment crosses Adam's face at Lin Yi's exceptional combat prowess, but his realization comes too late. A powerful strike to his head becomes the price of his arrogance. The female staff member stands dumbfounded. Never before has a newcomer managed to defeat Mr. Adam. With just the written examination remaining, Lin Yi stands on the brink of official hero registration. In the medical ward, Mr. Adam regains consciousness, finding himself confined to a bed with Lady Winter, Miss Dong, sitting vigilantly by his side. She's eager to understand the details of his fight with Lin Ye, already drawing parallels between Lin Ye's strength and that of A-rank heroes. Adam, his head heavily bandaged from Lin Ye's devastating strike, struggles to piece together the memories of the battle. His pride seems as bruised as his body, finding it hard to accept defeat at the hands of someone who appeared so unimposing. Miss Dong presents Adam with a surprising document, Lin Ye's examination results. The revelation leaves Adam stunned. Lin Ye was once a registered hero, who mysteriously stepped away from his duties for reasons unknown. Meanwhile, in another part of the building, Lin Ye reviews his own test results as Zhang Chen playfully teases him about his scores. While Lin Ye's physical prowess proved exceptional, his written exam performance leaves much to be desired. From afar, Miss Dong observes Lin Ye with newfound fascination, her interest in him growing with each passing moment. The scene shifts as Lin Ye, slightly wounded by Zhang Chen's mockery, walks away with his partner following close behind, attempting to lighten the mood. Their attention suddenly turns to a disturbing scene unfolding nearby. A group of troublemakers surrounding Yan Qing, a young boy with clear ill intent. The situation escalates as they throw threats of violence at the child. Zhang Chen and Lin Ye maintain their distance, watchful and waiting for the first sign of physical aggression. The atmosphere grows tenser until one of the thugs makes a grave mistake, insulting Hero Zero. This remark instantly ignites Lin Ye's fury. As one of the bullies violently shoves the young boy, Lin Ye springs into action, appearing just in time to catch the falling child. The tension escalates when Zhang Chen, driven by his deep admiration for Hero Zero, rushes to confront the thugs for their disrespectful comments. However, his passionate defense nearly costs him as he finds himself overwhelmed. Lin Yi intervenes just in time, positioning himself between the combatants to prevent any serious harm to his partner. The troublemakers identify themselves as members of the Golden Triangle, issuing stern warnings to both Lin Yi and Zhang Chen to stay clear of their affairs. Their mockery of Hero Zero particularly infuriates Lin Yi, an ironic situation since they're unknowingly insulting him to his face. As Lin Yi prepares to teach them a lesson, the atmosphere suddenly shifts with the arrival of another hero. The mere presence of this newcomer sends the Golden Triangle members fleeing in terror, leaving Yan Qing, Zhang Chen, and Lin Ye stunned by their rapid retreat. The mysterious hero introduces himself as 13, a name that carries significant weight in the hero community due to his overwhelming power and fearsome reputation. Surprisingly, Lin Yi and 13 discover an unexpected common ground: their shared interest in the same adult-themed video game. This coincidence prompts Lin Yi to extend an invitation for 13 to join their team, an offer that Zhang Chen readily endorses. 13's grateful acceptance reveals a touching truth. Despite his immense power, he has spent years in solitude, never before receiving an invitation to join a team. As they bond, 13 reveals his unique ability, misfortune manipulation. He explains how his opponents inevitably face unfortunate circumstances during combat, a revelation that makes Zhang Chen nervously grateful to be on 13's side. The mood turns somber as 13 shares his tragic past, recounting how he survived multiple fatal accidents while others around him perished. This pattern of death following in his wake led to him being shuffled between numerous orphanages, each transfer marked by similar tragic incidents. 13 continues his story, explaining how disasters seem to follow his every step, yet he somehow always emerges unscathed, a pattern consistent with his past. Their newfound fear of his abilities evident in their cautious movements. Noticing their unease, 13 quickly reassures them by sharing a brighter side to his power. This revelation causes Lin Yi to react with an awkward expression, especially as 13 continues to express his deep admiration for Hero Zero, citing him as his inspiration for becoming a hero. Despite Zero's years-long disappearance, 13's devotion remains unwavering. The conversation takes a sudden turn when 13 accidentally strikes a crucial support pillar, triggering a devastating chain reaction throughout the building. In the ensuing chaos, Lin Yi's heroic instincts kick in as he swiftly rescues a young girl from a falling boulder. He then assists in the evacuation effort, helping civilians reach safety as the structure threatens to collapse. Later, at the hospital, Yan Qing, now nicknamed Specs, receives medical treatment for injuries sustained during the incident. The sight of harm caused by his powers weighs heavily on 13's conscience, prompting him to consider leaving the team. However, Lin Yi firmly convinces him to stay, with Zhang Chen reluctantly supporting this decision, despite his obvious reservations about 13's unpredictable abilities. On a sunny day during their latest mission, Lin Yi and Zhang Chen take a brief respite, lounging in the sunlight with refreshments while Specs frantically works on completing new equipment. Their relaxed demeanor belies weeks of careful tracking of a dangerous criminal organization they plan to bring down. In a shadowy corner of the city, the criminals conduct a tense business transaction with suit-clad figures, demonstrating their newest creation, a bioweapon. The demonstration takes an unexpected turn when the weapon absorbs nearby sewage, transforming into a massive, grotesque monster. The buyer's satisfied smirks quickly fade as Lin Ye's team makes their dramatic entrance. Chaos erupts as the buyer commands his men to eliminate the hero team. A barrage of gunfire targets Specs, but he skillfully employs his teleportation abilities, systematically disarming their opponents by stealing their weapons mid-fight. Meanwhile, 13's attempt to engage the monster backfires spectacularly, resulting in him fleeing from the pursuing creature. As the monster bears down on Lin Ye, Zhang Chen shouts a warning, but Lin Ye remains remarkably calm. With practiced ease, he draws his weapon and delivers a single powerful strike that sends the monster hurtling toward the city center. The creature's sewage-based composition releases an overwhelming stench upon impact, driving merchants and shoppers from the area in disgust. In the ensuing chaos, the monster snatches an unfortunate businessman, dangling him precariously close to its gaping maw. Just as hope seems lost, Lin Ye appears in a flash of movement, while simultaneously delivering another devastating blow to the monster with his imposing weapon. The battle intensifies as Zhang Chen launches his initial attack against the monster, meeting with failure. Undeterred, he carefully analyzes the creature and identifies its vulnerability. With remarkable agility, he weaves through the monster's relentless attacks, his superior speed keeping him just beyond reach. Lin Ye, observing the fight, confidently sheaths his weapon, sensing Zhang Chen's imminent victory. True to Lin Ye's prediction, Zhang Chen executes a perfectly timed assault, channeling his speed into a decisive strike. The impact of his newly developed device not only defeats the monster, but also has an unexpected benefit. The surrounding area is mysteriously restored to its original pristine condition, much to the amazement of onlooking civilians. The grateful crowd showers Zhang Chen and his team with praise for their heroic intervention. However, as they prepare to leave, they encounter an unusual scene. Zhang Chen with a young stray girl, prompting Specs to jump to unfortunate conclusions. Later at headquarters, the team voices their frustration over the surprisingly low points awarded for apprehending two criminal organizations. Specs wastes no time pointing fingers at Zhang Chen, suggesting that his public appearance with a minor damaged their reputation. This accusation sparks a heated debate between the two, with Zhang Chen desperately defending his innocence. As their bickering continues, Lin Ye sits in resigned silence, wondering when peace will return to the team. Their squabble is finally interrupted by Miss Dong's sudden appearance on their screen, ready to brief them on their next assignment. The atmosphere grows tense as Miss Dong meets with the team to discuss the mysterious girl found by Zhang Chen. As the child sits quietly beside Lin Ye, Miss Dong hands him a flash drive containing disturbing revelations about her past. The truth unfolds. She's an orphan who narrowly escaped becoming another victim in a series of grotesque human experiments conducted by a shadowy company harvesting children's body parts. The revelation that countless children have perished in these experiments ignites a fierce rage within Lin Ye. His anger at the apparent inaction of other heroes manifests physically. A surge of raw energy emanates from him, causing the television to malfunction and sending shockwaves through the building that everyone present can feel. Realizing his loss of control, Lin Ye quickly apologizes and vows to better manage his emotions. However, Miss Dong's next revelation proves even more shocking. She identifies Ouyang Rui, the chairman of the Heroes Association himself, as the mastermind behind this heinous operation. The team stands stunned into silence, their world turned upside down by the revelation that the very person meant to lead and protect heroes is orchestrating such horrific crimes against children. The weight of this betrayal hangs heavy in the room as the team struggles to process that their organization's highest authority figure could be capable of such evil. The next morning, Lin Ye approaches his sister, Lin Wan, seeking help in caring for the rescued girl. Her initial reaction is one of suspicion, immediately assuming her brother's involvement in something illegal. It takes the combined efforts of Lin Ye and his team to convince her of the truth behind the situation. Once convinced, Lin Wan's demeanor completely changes upon meeting the little girl. Unable to resist the child's endearing nature, she immediately embraces her with warmth and affection. The group then sets out on a shopping expedition to provide the girl with essential clothing and food. During their stop at a store, Lin Ye's demeanor suddenly shifts. He signals his team to withdraw, leading them down an alley where they encounter several intimidating figures. The scene brings to mind Miss Dong's warning from the previous day, her prediction of her own imminent arrest, and the deployment of assassins under Ouyang Rui's orders to recover the girl. She had emphasized the child's crucial importance to the criminal organization, warning that the mastermind would stop at nothing to reclaim her. Lin Ye quickly identifies the massive men in the alley as the predicted assassins. One of them holds an official document, a wanted notice for Miss Dong issued by the association itself. The situation confirms Miss Dong's foresight in anticipating this move against them. With an air of boredom, Lin Ye casually questions the men's presence. Their spokesman reveals they're acting on Ouyang Rui's orders to bring Lin Ye's team in for questioning. The men, recognizing themselves as the Golden Triangle from their previous encounter, appear particularly confident due to 13's absence from Lin Ye's team. However, their confidence proves misplaced. The ensuing battle ends almost as quickly as it begins. Lin Ye single-handedly dispatches the entire group, leaving his teammates staring in astonishment. Without wasting time, they rush back to the store where Lin Wan awaits, only to face her irritation at their extended absence. As Lin Ye apologizes to his sister, Moo, the name Lin Wan has given to the little girl, steps into view. The entire team freezes, captivated by her transformed appearance in her new clothes. The moment is interrupted by Lin Wan's heartfelt plea to let Moo stay at their house under her care. Lin Ye expresses concern, explaining the dangers of harboring someone central to an ongoing investigation. Yet his sister remains undeterred, arguing that with Lin Ye's protection, they'll be safe. Despite his reservations about Moo being a target, Lin Ye ultimately yields to his sister's persuasion, accepting that they'll keep the girl under their roof. After parting ways with Specs and Zhan Chen, Lin Ye heads home with Lin Wan and Moo. Meanwhile, in his office, Ouyang Rui seethes with anger over his men's failure to retrieve Moo. As he expresses regret over his choice of operatives, one of his subordinates reassures him, promising to personally handle the situation. That evening, events take a bizarre turn when a female assassin infiltrates Zhan Chen's house. Upon discovering what appears to be a man at a computer, she launches her attack, only to discover it's a plastic mannequin with a detachable head. Her composure shatters at the sight of numerous plastic heads decorating the walls. Zhan Chen appears in his nightrobe, investigating the disturbance. The encounter takes an awkward turn as the assassin flees, leaving Zhan Chen's robe fallen to the ground. Simultaneously, Lin Ye ventures into the woods outside his house, where he encounters a suspicious figure monitoring his home. The confrontation quickly escalates when Lin Ye realizes the man's target is Moo. Though Lin Ye initially overpowers him, the assailant injects himself with a strength-enhancing serum, dramatically increasing his size and abilities. However, even this transformation proves futile against Lin Ye's superior strength. The battle takes a dark turn when the defeated man threatens Lin Ye's family, a fatal mistake. This threat pushes Lin Ye past his moral boundaries, breaking his no-kill principle as he eliminates the threat permanently. Returning home, Lin Ye contemplates Miss Dong's mission briefing, knowing that the inevitable confrontation with Ouyang Rui and his criminal empire draws ever closer. In a covert meeting at a secure safe house, Miss Dong gathers Lin Ye's team for a crucial briefing. She brings in a powerful new ally, her sister Dong Xiaoye, an A-rank hero from another city, to bolster their forces. Recognizing the mission's complexity, Miss Dong has also recruited additional operatives to strengthen Lin Ye's squad. Their primary objective? Securing a sample of the dangerous Berserker serum as evidence to bring down the chairman. Miss Dong's tone grows grave as she warns of dire consequences should they fail. The deadly serum would flood the market, unleashing chaos. Post-briefing, Lin Ye's playful teasing irritates Dong Xiaoye, leading her to doubt the team's capabilities. Unbeknownst to her, among their ranks stands the legendary Hero Zero. Tensions soon dissolve as the group reaches an understanding, concluding their strategic session. As darkness falls, Ms. Dong's team executes their surveillance operation on Ouyang Rui. The sudden arrival of a helicopter sparks premature action from the new recruits, who charge in without awaiting Ms. Dong's signal. Ouyang Rui, detecting the intruders, immediately deploys his security forces. In the chaos, Mr. Gan, one of Ouyang Rui's closest associates, attempts to escape via helicopter. Dong Xiaoye soars into action, her icy wings gleaming as she intercepts the aircraft. However, her heroic intervention makes her vulnerable. A hidden sniper positioned in the woods on the chairman's orders takes aim. The crack of a rifle shatters the night, and Zhao Yi's magnificent ice wings disintegrate as she plummets to the ground. Miss Dong swiftly takes command, directing Lin Ye to pursue Mr. Gan while she confronts Ouyang Rui herself. Lin Ye springs into action, but his path to Mr. Gan is suddenly blocked by a familiar threat. The same lethal assassin who had previously attempted to end Zhang Chen's life, now fiercely protecting her master, Mr. Gan. The battlefield splits as Zhang Chen leaps into the fray, engaging the assassin and leaving Lin Ye free to focus on Mr. Gan. Lin Ye wastes no time in launching a devastating attack that sends Mr. Gan flying through the air. Meanwhile, Zhang Chen's masterful swordsmanship shines as he matches the assassin's every move. His fluid motions and precise technique allow him to gracefully evade her relentless assault, their deadly dance weaving through the forest shadows. Back at the scene, Xiaoye lies vulnerable on the ground until Specs rushes to her aid. The hidden sniper seizes this moment, unleashing a barrage of shots. Xiaoye, though wounded, manages to conjure ice barriers to deflect the incoming bullets. However, the relentless attack eventually breaks through her defenses, forcing Specs to teleport her to safety. From their new vantage point in a tree, Specs' keen eye locates the sniper's position. With precise coordination, he marks the target for Xiaoye, instantly encasing the sniper in a frozen prison. In another part of the shadowy woods, the decisive battle between Miss Dong and the chairman ignites. She launches a fierce opening assault, but Ouyang Rui responds with a deadly barrage of razor-sharp projections, cutting through the air at blinding speed. Miss Dong's superhuman reflexes allow her to deflect the lethal blades, and she counters with a devastating attack of her own. However, her confidence turns to shock when Ouyang Rui emerges unscathed, protected by concealed armor beneath his elegant suit. Her moment of weakness proves costly. The chairman seizes the opportunity, launching a brutal counterattack that sends her crashing to the ground. The situation elsewhere grows dire, as the sniper, gravely underestimated by Specs, trapping Xiaoye in an impenetrable force field. Xiaoye watches helplessly as Specs endures a savage beating from the sniper, unable to assist her companion despite her desperate attempts to break free. The night grows even darker for our heroes, as Zhang Chen's elegant sword fight takes a grim turn. The assassin's blade finds its mark. The battle between Miss Dong and Ouyang Rui reaches its critical point as he pins her to the ground. Despite her compromised position, Miss Dong attempts one last desperate surprise attack, but Ouyang Rui anticipates her move and effortlessly counters it. With cold efficiency, he lifts her into the air, his grip tightening around her throat. Even as she struggles for breath, Miss Dong's defiance burns bright. She unleashes a scathing mockery of his chairmanship of the Heroes Association. Her words cut deep, igniting Ouyang Rui's fury. Meanwhile, in a desperate move that reveals his true character, Mr. Gan resorts to injecting himself with a mysterious serum. His body transforms, muscles expanding as the chemical enhancement courses through his veins. Emboldened by his newfound power, Mr. Gan unleashes a barrage of increasingly ferocious attacks. Yet, despite his amplified abilities, Mr. Gan finds himself striking nothing but air. Lin Ye's superior combat skills allow him to evade every enhanced assault. Mr. Gan's frustration mounts with each failed attempt to land a blow on his elusive opponent. In a remarkable turn of events, Zhang Chen's battle takes an unexpected path as he attempts to reach the assassin's heart rather than defeat her body. Lowering his guard, he appeals to her conscience, revealing his understanding that she was coerced into targeting him against her true wishes. His genuine compassion and the sudden cease in combat catch the assassin off guard, forcing her to confront the truth in his words. In a powerful moment of vulnerability, she lets her sword fall to the ground, embracing John Chen as tears stream down her face. The scene elsewhere grows increasingly desperate as Specs endures a brutal assault from the merciless sniper, while Xiao Ye watches in helpless anguish, trapped within the force field. Despite his battered state, Specs summons the strength to intervene when the sniper moves to end Zhao Yi's life. His valiant effort, however, results in another savage beating that leaves him teetering on death's edge. As Specs' life force ebbs away, Zhao Ye's helplessness transforms into pure rage. In a pivotal moment, as the sniper moves for the kill, Zhao Ye channels her fury and desperation into an overwhelming display of power, summoning a massive ice crystal that crashes down upon the sniper, ending his life instantly. Victory brings no joy, however, as Xiao Ye rushes to the unconscious Specs, tears falling as she beholds his grievously wounded state. In a critical moment, delivering a powerful blow that sends Ouyang Rui flying. Miss Dong watches in awe, stunned by Lin Ye's unexpected display of raw power. Driven by desperation, the chairman injects himself with the enhancement serum, his body expanding as he unleashes a storm of razor-sharp blades at Lin Ye. Ouyang Rui's moment of premature triumph shatters as Lin Ye emerges unscathed, countering with a devastating surprise attack to his face. The chairman's disbelief at Lin Ye's impossible speed only grows as their battle takes to the skies. In a breathtaking display of agility, Lin Ye weaves through another barrage of blades before delivering a final, decisive strike that ends the chairman's reign. From her vantage point, Miss Dong watches in amazement as the seemingly invincible chairman crashes to the ground. When she assumes him dead, Lin Ye casually reassures her with a joke. The chairman is merely unconscious and won't rise for 3 days. Her curiosity piqued, Miss Dong inquires about Lin Ye's hero rank, only to be further astonished by his complete indifference to such classifications. The victory celebration is cut short as their allies converge on the scene, followed by a distraught Xiao Ye carrying a gravely injured Specs on her back. The urgency in her tears makes it clear Specs needs immediate medical attention to survive. A week later, Specs lies in a hospital bed, visibly frustrated that his team received no recognition for their efforts in defeating and exposing the chairman's criminal operations. Beside him sits Xiao Ye, who diligently feeds him breakfast. Sharing the same room as John Chen, still recovering from the injuries he sustained during his battle with the assassin. Moments later, Lin Ye enters the room to check on his teammates, though his concern is tinged with worry over Miss Dong, who has been absent for the entire week. To everyone's surprise, Miss Dong suddenly walks in, lightheartedly teasing Lin Ye about missing her. Her playful demeanor suggests she might have a soft spot for Lin Ye, as she often becomes noticeably clingy in his presence. Breaking the casual atmosphere, Miss Dong proposes that the team attend a training camp to hone their skills and abilities. Lin Ye initially supports the idea but quickly contradicts himself, claiming he doesn't need any training. This declaration leaves the entire team stunned, as such an opportunity is highly coveted by many. Xiao Ye, visibly annoyed by Lin Ye's arrogance, snaps at him, warning him not to let his previous victories against the chairman and Mr. Gon inflate his ego. Lin Ye, unfazed by Xiao Ye's words, calmly asserts that no one in the room could defeat him, even if they all teamed up against him. His bold statement ignites the room, and Xiao Ye rises to the challenge, joined by the rest of the team. The air thickens with tension, setting the stage for an inevitable clash among comrades. Surrounding him are Xiao Ye, Miss Dong, John Chen, the assassin Bu Feiwu, and Specs, who observes the scene from his wheelchair. The battle erupts as everyone except Specs charges at Lin Ye in unison. Their attacks aim to overwhelm him. Effortlessly, Lin Ye evades their strikes with unmatched speed and precision. In a single devastating move, he delivers a powerful punch to Xiao Ye, sending her hurtling through the air. The fight resumes with renewed intensity. Miss Dong engages Lin Ye, launching a flurry of attacks that he skillfully blocks. In a desperate move, she unleashes an icy assault, momentarily freezing Lin Ye in place. Triumph flickers across her face, but it is short-lived as Lin Ye shatters the icy prison with ease and swiftly knocks her to the ground. Yet Lin Ye anticipates the move, countering it with calculated precision and neutralizing the assassin. The clash on the rooftop leaves no doubt about Lin Ye's overwhelming power and his readiness to confront anyone who challenges him, friend or foe. After the intense rooftop battle, Miss Dong concedes that defeating Lin Ye is impossible for the team. Specs, sitting in his wheelchair, agrees with the sentiment. Later that day, Lin Ye returns home, this time with a stray dog in tow. His sister Lin Wan is furious about his habit of bringing stray animals into the house. With help from Moo, Lin Ye persuades her to keep the dog. The next morning, Lin Wan takes the dog with her to work, planning to use the advanced equipment at her research facility to enhance the dog's intelligence. At work, she consults Professor Qin, her supervisor, who advises her to continue her research in her lab. Professor Qin, however, is preoccupied with an important client, Ouyang Rui, who lies critically injured after his last encounter with Lin Ye. Patriarch Ouyang Rui's father, stands before him, receiving grim news from Professor Qin. His son's memory has been irreparably damaged. Coldly and without hesitation, Patriarch Ouyang kills his son after hearing the diagnosis. The act sends a chill through Professor Qin, who watches in fear as the Patriarch departs with his guards carrying Ouyang Rui's body. Shortly after, Master Dongyang arrives at the facility, exchanging pleasantries with Patriarch Ouyang before he departs. Dongyang then briefs Professor Qin on a new secretive objective and introduces a new assistant, Professor Muesli, to help accelerate the research. It becomes evident that Dongyang is orchestrating something significant, though the details remain shrouded in mystery. Later that day, Dong Yang, now revealed as the new chairman of the Heroes Association and Ms. Dong's brother, addresses the heroes at the association's headquarters. After his speech, Dong Yang encounters Lin Ye on his way out and takes a peculiar interest in him. However, their brief interaction turns tense when Lin Ye unknowingly provokes Dong Yang. In a display of power, Dong Yang forces everyone around him to their knees with his abilities. To his astonishment, Lin Ye remains standing, completely unaffected by his overwhelming force, leaving Dong Yang intrigued and perhaps wary of the formidable young hero. At the Heroes Association, Dong Yang's force field continues to subdue everyone present except for Lin Ye, who stands unaffected. Lin Ye summons a powerful energy field of his own, effortlessly negating Dong Yang's oppressive force. The display of strength leaves Dong Yang shaken, realizing that Lin Ye is far more formidable than anticipated. Bruised in both ego and pride, Dong Yang refrains from further confrontation as Lin Ye exits the building with his team. As they leave, the group discusses the unsettling power of Dong Yang, recognizing the danger he poses even as the new chairman. Lin Ye's team also notes the suspicious ties between the Dong and Ouyang clans, especially given Dong Yang's earlier meeting with the leader of the Ouyang clan. Their concerns deepen as the connection between the two powerful families begins to take shape. Soon after, Lin Ye receives a call from his sister, Lin Wan, who excitedly shares the success of the experiment with the dog. Meanwhile, back at the research facility, Professor Muesli, Professor Qin's newly appointed assistant, visits Lin Wan's lab to gather updates on the dog's progress. He commends her work but sternly insists she intensify her efforts for their next project before leaving abruptly. Shortly after, Lin Wan's friend, Long Wenfeng, arrives at the facility and insists on speaking with her. Dragging her outside, he pleads with her to quit her job, warning that her life is in grave danger. He reveals that the lab's funding comes from both the Ouyang and Dong clans, two families with a history of questionable and potentially sinister motives. The revelation startles Lin Wan, who quickly pieces together the possibility that the clans are working together. Despite this alarming information, Lin Wan refuses to abandon her position, citing her loyalty to Professor Qin and her determination to save him from the clutches of the clans. Frustrated by her decision, Long Wenfeng reluctantly calls his personal security guard, instructing them to discreetly monitor Lin Wan and ensure her safety. As the tension builds, it becomes clear that Lin Wan's refusal to leave the lab places her directly in the crosshairs of a much larger and more dangerous conspiracy. Later that day, Lin Ye decides to visit his sister. On the way, he senses the presence of spies monitoring the facility and manages to capture one. After a brief interrogation, Lin Ye discovers that the spy is Long Wenfeng, his sister's friend. Long Wenfeng, a member of the Long clan, has feelings for Lin Wan, which explains his extreme measures to ensure her safety. However, Lin Ye misinterprets the situation, assuming that Long Wenfeng is trying to impose himself on his sister. Unaware of Long Wenfeng's genuine intentions, Lin Ye grows furious, failing to realize that the guards were deployed solely for Lin Wan's protection. Arriving at the research facility, Lin Ye finds his sister and hands her a small neck piece embedded with a signaling device, urging her to use it if she ever feels threatened. Lin Wan, touched by his concern, briefly considers sharing Long Wenfeng's warnings about the Dong and Ouyang clans, but ultimately decides against it, not wanting to drag her brother into the dangerous web of conspiracies surrounding her work. After ensuring his sister's safety, Lin Ye leaves the facility with the dog and heads to John Chen's house. Lin Wan watches her brother leave, her thoughts heavy with worry, but remains silent. Later that evening, 13, Lin Ye's ally, perches silently in a tree near Miss Dong's house, surveilling her activities as per Lin Ye's instructions. His mission is to gather intelligence on the Dong clan and report any findings. As 13 observes, a luxury car arrives at the compound. A man named Ouyang Zihao steps out, flanked by imposing giant robots. Shortly afterward, Miss Dong emerges from the house to greet him, revealing a startling development. Ouyang Zihao, a prominent figure from the Ouyang clan, has come to propose marriage to Miss Dong. The encounter raises more questions about the deepening ties between the Dong and Ouyang clans, leaving 13 to uncover what this alliance might mean. As Miss Dong is forcibly thrown into the car by Ouyang Zihao, chaos erupts. Moments later, a group known as the Muscle Alliance arrives at the scene to protect her. However, their intervention is swiftly countered by the imposing robots accompanying Zihao. Calmly, Ouyang Zihao introduces himself to the Muscle Alliance, declaring that Miss Dong is his future wife. His statement enrages the alliance, though it becomes clear that this is a prearranged marriage between the Dong and Ouyang clans, designed to strengthen their alliance. Miss Dong appears complicit in this arrangement, sacrificing her freedom to protect her friends from harm. As tensions peak, the Muscle Alliance faces off against Zihao's robots. The battle is one-sided, with the robots overpowering the alliance in mere moments. Ouyang Zihao, unbothered, takes Miss Dong into his car. From the window, she watches in despair as the Muscle Alliance is mercilessly beaten to the ground. Overcome with rage and sorrow, Miss Dong attempts to attack Zihao. A bullet tears through the car's windshield, aimed directly at Zihao, redirects it toward 13, who has been observing from a nearby tree. Zihao steps out of the car and delivers a devastating blow to him, leaving 13 critically injured and on the brink of death. The scene grows darker as the Muscle Alliance lies lifeless on the ground. In desperation, Miss Dong pleads with Zihao, offering to comply with his demands if he spares her remaining friends. Her tearful plea appears to satisfy Zihao, who orders the car to drive away from the scene. Meanwhile, a towering robot is left behind with one grim task: to finish off 13. As the car disappears into the distance, the faint hope of resistance fades, and the true extent of the Dong and Ouyang clans' power begins to unfold. Lin Ye arrives just in time, saving his comrade from the brink of death. With unwavering resolve, Lin Ye draws a flaming sword, its fiery glow illuminating the dark scene. The battle erupts as Lin Ye faces off against the remaining robots. Using his incredible skill and power, he swiftly slices through their defenses, dismantling them one by one. After a fierce struggle, he successfully destroys all the robots. Miles away, Ouyang Zihao, traveling in his car, receives a notification alerting him to the destruction of his robots. Intrigued and increasingly suspicious, he investigates the matter and learns that Lin Ye is responsible. Miss Dong grows visibly anxious, realizing that Lin Ye is now in danger for interfering. Back at Miss Dong's house, 13 lies unconscious, his injuries severe. Lin Ye is seething with anger, frustrated that Miss Dong was taken before he could intervene. His team tries to calm him down, but his determination to rescue her is unshaken. Moments later, an ambulance arrives to take 13 to the hospital. As the vehicle drives away, Lin Ye vows to avenge his fallen teammate and bring Miss Dong back. Later, at a secluded safe house, Lin Ye and his team convene to plan a rescue mission targeting the heavily guarded Ouyang residence. During the meeting, Specs voices his opposition, citing the overwhelming danger of the mission and accusing Lin Ye of having a death wish. Despite Specs' initial refusal, Lin Ye manages to persuade him with a determined speech, eventually securing his agreement. With the team now unified, Bufei Wu reveals a breakthrough. She has hacked into the Ouyang residence's security system with the help of the enhanced dog. Using the information gathered, she displays a detailed blueprint of the compound. Armed with this intelligence, Lin Ye and his team meticulously strategize their next move, readying themselves for the daring rescue mission ahead. As Lin Ye continues planning Miss Dong's rescue, he uncovers a troubling truth. She was taken to be forcibly married into the Ouyang clan as part of an alliance between the Dong and Ouyang families. The revelation visibly affects Lin Ye, highlighting how deeply he cares for Miss Dong. His frustration and worry are evident, and John Chen, noticing his distress, steps in to console him. John Chen suggests they take a moment to calm down and devise a clear, calculated plan to ensure their mission succeeds without unnecessary sacrifices. The following day, the team's plan is set in motion. Xin Shen, a new addition to Lin Ye's group, leads a group of protesters to the gates of the Ouyang residence, creating a loud and chaotic distraction. Meanwhile, Lin Ye, John Chen, and Specs use the commotion to scale the mansion's walls and gain entry. Their operation goes off without a hitch, thanks to Bu Feiwu's earlier success in hacking the building's security systems. Inside the mansion, Miss Dong is in her room, speaking quietly with her sister Xiao Ye. Their conversation is interrupted when Ouyang Zihao enters, accompanied by Shangguan Shuai. As it turns out, Xiao Ye knows Shangguan Shuai personally, and the two leave the room together, leaving Miss Dong alone with Zihao. Now alone, Zihao approaches Miss Dong, his demeanor cold and calculated. He demands to know more about Lin Ye, his curiosity fueled by the flaming sword Lin Ye used to destroy the robots. Zihao is captivated by the weapon's rarity and unique properties and becomes obsessed with acquiring it for himself. Unbeknownst to Miss Dong, Zihao already knows that Lin Ye has infiltrated the mansion and plans to confront him. His goal, however, isn't just to challenge Lin Ye, it's to strike a deal that would allow him to claim the sword as his own. The stage is set for a confrontation that could either escalate into violence or unravel into unexpected negotiations. Zhan Chen and Lin Ye successfully infiltrate the Ouyang mansion and carefully navigate through the building to reach Miss Dong's chambers. As they approach the room, Zhan Chen takes the initiative to distract and fight off the guards stationed outside, creating an opening for Lin Ye to slip inside and rescue Miss Dong. Inside the room, however, Lin Ye is met with unexpected resistance, not from guards but from Miss Dong herself. She refuses to leave, paralyzed by fear of the dire consequences that might follow if she does not go through with the arranged marriage to Zihao. Lin Ye is caught in a difficult position, realizing he must convince her to come with him before Zihao returns and their escape window closes. Determined, Lin Ye decides to appeal to Miss Dong's emotions. With sincerity in his voice, he expresses his deep feelings for her, revealing how much he truly cares. Miss Dong breaks down in tears. Lin Ye reassures her, vowing that his team is the strongest and more than capable of protecting her, no matter the odds. His unwavering conviction finally breaks through her fear, and she agrees to follow him. Acting quickly, Lin Ye deploys his flaming weapon, obliterating part of the room's wall to create an escape route. Emerging from the house with Miss Dong, Lin Ye witnesses a disturbing scene, John Chen being overwhelmed by a group of Zihao's combat robots. This marks Lin Ye's first encounter with the formidable Zihao, and he immediately vows vengeance for his friend's suffering. Miss Dong's body trembles at Zihao's intimidating presence, but finds comfort as Lin Ye steadies her with a reassuring touch. Zihao presents an audacious challenge. Should Lin Ye emerge victorious, he and his companions will depart unharmed. However, defeat means Lin Ye must marry Miss Dora and surrender his flaming sword. Without hesitation, Lin Ye accepts these high-stakes terms, and all parties proceed to the battle arena. In the spectators' area, Patriarch Ouyang sits beside a fellow clan elder, his thoughts consumed by the importance of this moment. His son Zihao's victory would cement their clan's fearsome reputation. Failure is not an option. The tension heightens as Miss Dora's brother, Dong Yang, mysteriously departs the arena, leaving Long Wenfeng alone. As the battle commences, Lin Ye surprises everyone by summoning not his expected flaming sword, but an immense spear-like weapon. Zihao's confidence wavers momentarily at this unexpected choice. Launching an aggressive opening attack, Zihao's strike proves futile, as Lin Ye effortlessly deflects it, setting the stage for an epic confrontation. The battle intensifies, as both warriors exchange a flurry of attacks. Their clash of raw power generates a massive shockwave that ripples through the arena. Zihao escalates the fight, unleashing a barrage of rapid-fire energy blasts. Yet Lin Ye demonstrates extraordinary control, his spear becoming an extension of himself as he gracefully deflects and evades each blast. Lin Ye, having anticipated every move, remains completely unscathed. This miscalculation costs Zihao dearly, as Lin Ye's superior speed allows him to deliver a crushing blow, sending his opponent crashing to the ground. From his viewing position, Patriarch Ouyang watches with growing dismay and concern for his son's fate. Desperate, Zihao manipulates the terrain itself, launching a bombardment of levitated rocks at Lin Ye. Taking to the air, Lin Ye prepares a devastating attack. Though Zihao raises multiple defensive barriers, they shatter like glass before Lin Ye's onslaught. Even as his direct strike misses, Lin Ye's follow-up punch connects with devastating impact, leaving Zihao's face grotesquely disfigured. The battle reaches its climax as Lin Ye unveils his dragon technique, carving through Zihao's defenses with deadly precision. This display of advanced martial prowess sends shockwaves through the arena, particularly rattling Patriarch Wu Yang, who never imagined his son's opponent would possess such formidable skill. Rising from the ground with unexpected resilience, Zihao launches what he believes to be a lethal attack on Lin Ye, only to watch in disbelief as his opponent emerges unscathed. Lin Ye's lightning-fast counteroffensive unleashes a series of devastating blows, pushing Zihao to his breaking point. Driven by desperation and rage, Zihao unleashes his full power, his rampage reducing the battle arena to rubble. Miss Dora anxiously searches for Lin Ye, her heart leaping with joy as he emerges completely unharmed. Her hopes for his victory grow stronger with each passing moment. Meanwhile, Zihao's confidence crumbles at the sight of Lin Ye's survival. His ultimate attack, intended to be fatal, had failed to even scratch his opponent. The truth he never suspected becomes clear. He's been fighting the legendary Hero Zero all along. Victory secured. The tension dissolves as Miss Dong rushes forward, embracing Lin Ye in a moment of pure relief and triumph. 10 years ago, Hero Zero emerged as humanity's savior, single-handedly eliminating the monster threat that nearly caused human extinction. His legendary feats inspired countless aspiring heroes, including Dong Yang, Miss Dora's brother, whose childhood admiration evolved into dangerous obsession. Driven by his desperate desire to match Hero Zero's power, Dong Yang turned to self-experimentation. In the present, just as Lin Ye's victory over Zihao culminates in Miss Dong's celebratory embrace, Dong Yang's transformation reaches its terrifying completion. His new form, bald and radiating divine energy, unleashes a wave of power that brings the world to its knees. Every living being on Earth, humans and animals alike, falls into involuntary worship, except for Lin Ye. Dark clouds gather as Dong Yang hovers above, reveling in his newfound godhood. His moment of triumph sours upon realizing his power cannot subjugate Lin Ye, instantly marking him as a threat to be eliminated. Lin Ye's eyes burn with fury as he confronts the self-proclaimed deity, demanding answers about humanity's fate. Dong Yang boasts of his complete control over Earth's population, but his initial attack against Lin Ye dissipates harmlessly. Lin Ye's mocking response, calling him a fake deity, triggers Dong Yang's rage. After Lin Ye defiantly refuses Dong Yang's final chance to submit, the battle erupts. Dong Yang summons devastating tornadoes that tear through the arena, but Lin Ye's incredible agility allows him to dodge and counterattack. However, Dong Yang proves his newfound might is no illusion, countering Lin Ye's assault and sending him plummeting toward the earth. The battle takes an unexpected turn as Dong Yang finds himself thrust into Lin Ye's memories, witnessing a heart-wrenching scene. Lin Ye cradling his dying sister in his arms. This painful glimpse into Lin Ye's past reveals the deep-rooted reason for his fierce protection of Lin Wan, and explains his mysterious disappearance a decade ago. Violently ejecting Dong Yang from his mind, Lin Ye makes a decision that breaks his long-held vow. He transforms into Hero Zero, the identity he swore never to reclaim. The sheer fact that he's willing to break this sacred promise speaks volumes about his fury. Dong Yang's triumph crumbles into stunned disbelief as he realizes the truth. His childhood idol and current opponent are one and the same. The battle resumes with devastating intensity as Hero Zero unleashes his full might. Dong Yang's attacks, once seemingly almighty, now bounce harmlessly off his opponent. Forced into desperate defense, the self-proclaimed deity finds himself bleeding from a single blow, his godlike powers proving inadequate against the legendary hero. Each of Dong Yang's increasingly frantic attacks fails to leave even a scratch on Hero Zero. His final stand comes as he attempts to block Hero Zero's massive energy beam, straining with all his divine might. The effort proves futile as he collapses, weakened and vulnerable. As Hero Zero approaches to deliver the final blow, he disperses the dark clouds that had blanketed the sky, his curse causing Dong Yang to cry out in agony. The false god finds himself at the mercy of the true legend he had once aspired to become. Dong Yang reveals his original noble intention, to create a world free from crime and violence. Inspired by Hero Zero's overwhelming strength, he sought similar power to enforce his vision of a perfect world. However, his idealistic dream was fundamentally flawed, built on the premise of absolute control through supreme power. With bitter self-awareness, Dong Yang acknowledges how his pursuit of power corrupted him, transforming him into the very evil he once sought to eliminate. Curiosity sparks in Dong Yang's defeated eyes as he questions the source of Lin Ye's incredible strength. Lin Ye's response comes as a shocking revelation. He removes his shirt to reveal a map of battle scars, each telling a story of unimaginable conflicts. These marks chronicle countless battles against divine beings and dimensional monsters, testament to his role as Earth's defender against threats beyond human comprehension. Most striking among his scars is one that centers his chest, a remnant of a near-fatal encounter with a celestial being. The revelation that Lin Ye survived being impaled by a divine entity leaves Dong Yang stunned, finally understanding the true depth of Hero Zero's legend. These weren't just scars, but a physical record of battles fought in dimensions and realms beyond mortal understanding, each marking a victory that kept humanity safe. His unmarked face serves as a perfect disguise, allowing him to walk among humans unnoticed. Yet beneath this powerful exterior lies a deep wound that never healed, the memory of his sister dying in his arms, a painful reminder that even with godlike power, he couldn't save everyone he loved. This tragic memory fuels his fierce protective nature toward his remaining family and loved ones. As their conversation concludes, Dong Yang begins to fade away, a peaceful smile gracing his face. There's a profound irony in his final moments, finding honor in death at the hands of the very hero he had idolized. As his presence dissipates, his mental grip on humanity dissolves, freeing the world from his divine control. Emergency services arrive at the research facility, tending to those injured during Dong Yang's transformation. Long Wenfeng regains consciousness, his first thoughts rushing to Lin Wan's safety. Relief washes over him upon finding her secure in the protection of her brother, Lin Ye. In this moment of quiet aftermath, Lin Ye's thoughts drift to Miss Dong, replaying their shared journey like a cherished film, their first meeting, their initial mission together, and their most recent moments. Despite his often rough exterior and seemingly dismissive behavior, his care for her runs deep, adding another layer to the complex hero known as Lin Ye. Against this golden backdrop, Miss Dong reveals her plans to leave the city, having accepted a teaching position at the Heroes Academy in another town. Though Lin Ye gently questions if this is truly what she wants, the plane tickets in her possession confirm the finality of her decision. The atmosphere grows heavy with unspoken emotions as the reality of their impending separation settles in. Lin Ye, despite his usual stoic demeanor, feels the weight of losing someone he genuinely cares for. The beautiful and capable Miss Dong, who had become such an important part of his life. In a moment of shared vulnerability, their mutual feelings surface as Miss Dong leans in for a kiss. Lin Ye responds by pulling her close, their embrace lasting for a precious few seconds that seem to freeze time. It's a bittersweet moment that encapsulates everything they've been through together, and everything they might have been. The spell breaks as Miss Dong finally pulls away, their farewell hanging in the air like the last rays of sunlight. Lin Ye watches as she walks away, his final goodbye carrying the weight of all the words left unsaid between them. The end.